welcome everyone to another episode. On this episode, we're going to be catching up to date on how the car's going with a few bits and pieces. Now, a few episodes ago, we put this radiator in the front, and since we've sort of worked out it's wrong. One, the approach angle's bad, it's got to pump the water all the way to the front and the back, but most importantly, the airflow in the front wasn't very good. So now I'm going to put a deflector in the front and mount two radiators either side in the back, so hopefully this will get a lot better flow. We went and took the perfectly good radiator, cut it in half. Ben, my buddy from work, made some end tanks, and then he did an awesome job of welding it all up and making it look really, really nice. Is Ben finished off these radiators today for me, and they're ready to go on. Got the mounting brackets. They're pretty little, but there's two of them, so I think they're just going to mount in here like that somehow. It's kind of hard to hold it there and get a good shot, but hopefully you get the idea. And I'm going to now work out how to do that, mount it up, and make the brackets off the frame to hold that on as well. Oh, one other thing that's happened is James gave me a hand when he was over here, and we added the mounting on for the center panel. I haven't got it bolted at the moment because every time I put some of the other stuff on and off, it gets in the way, so I just have it sitting there and I just pick it off when I can. And it's slowly coming together, closing it up. So I went and brought this that gets rid of the extra lines for the heater, and also this plastic thermostat housing. So it's just one aluminium bit. I still have to put the connector in to hook that hose on. And then on the other side, this is the old one where the heater goes back in, and this here pokes out on a real funky angle. I've replaced it with this one, so it's nice shot with the hose and gets rid of that front line, and also has the fill cap for the radiator on it. Because the radiator is going to be lower on this car than the top of the motor, it sort of works out that hopefully I'll be able to bleed it from here. I'll see, or maybe I'll have to end up adding something into the top of these to help bleed out any air, but I'm hoping with this being higher than everything, and everything sort of not having too much like up and down sort of stuff, that I'll be able to bleed it from here, no problem. Got either side, one out either side. Hopefully this is going to be enough cooling, and hopefully the water pump's powerful enough to push it from one to the other and then back through everything. So the next step, I've got this bit of alloy tube here, the one that's going to go from radiator to radiator. Now, I want to put a swage in the end of this so then the tube doesn't fall off, kind of like this end. Now to do that, I went and ruined a perfectly good pair of vice grips and made that, it'll focus, there we go. So then I can go around and go squeeze, 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 and it eventually bulges the end out like this. I'll try and do a little live. So. Go. Now we've got a nice bead all the way around. Okay, so I'm having a bit of a productive afternoon out here. I've now got the top two coolant lines in. I thought I'd show you this because I got the intake plenum out, and you can see in here a whole lot easier. I probably should have had it out when I was putting the stuff in, but I didn't want to run into any collisions. So here is the, I've just taken these hoses off the old Honda. I will update these before it's finalised, but I'm pretty happy with how that layout is. I was going to go straight across, around and in, but I don't know, this kind of keeps the bends less. I think it'll flow a little better, and that's about all I can do on them for the minute until I get a whole lot of other stuff done. So now I'm going to move on to the next piece of the puzzle. Alright, so I've just gone and taken out the handbrake cables and the handbrake out of the DC5 Integra. That was a mission in itself. It's taken me like half a day, but that's a whole nother story. So now I've got this. Pretty sure I'm just going to mount it conventionally, like a sort of where a normal handbrake would be. Something like that, maybe. I need to get the seat in there and work out the positioning of that, and maybe even mount that in. And I'm going to run the cables back just to see how that's all going to work out, and hopefully I don't have to get different cables. They should be alright. We'll just get them in there and see. This putting the rear brake onto the back of this car has been an absolute headache. It's taken me days coming backs and forwards, on off, stuffed it up, had to do it again. This was this stuff up that I made. Should probably try find an original one around too, so I can show you the difference. Anyway, so that notch matches up on the brake caliper really nice. Those two outer holes that attach to the upright were mint. The two inner holes that attach to the caliper I had in the completely wrong spot, and I had to drill it bigger and then file it all the way out to there, and that gave me what I needed to work out how to make this one. And this one here is perfect now. It's got the two threaded holes and the two through holes, the spot that pulls up nice and tight against the stock bits on the caliper, so that's cool. I have the other side of the car to go, and then I can bolt on the calipers. Alright, so I've finally got this brake in the location that it's going to finally be in. Now I've finally honed in and got it good, where when the pads are in, there's a little bit of disc out past. And I think you're meant to have that so then you can sort of see when your disc is wearing. So I got that all lined up, and now the other side's going to be easy because I'm going to pull this side off, just directly copy it to the other side. Here we are, have the handbrake cable mounted, fixing in there, another fixing in under the sump there, one as it goes into the car, and this is the front bracket for the handbrake, and the back one, that turned out really neat. Now it's awesome because we have a working handbrake. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video of lots of little bits and pieces coming together. Man, I'm so behind on the editing. I've got heaps and heaps of footage. There's been some really cool stuff happening on the car that you won't want to miss. It'll be coming out really soon because I'm just not going to do anything until I get this video out. So I'll see you again really soon. Thanks for watching.